What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We're back with another Aberration video, as you would expect, and today I'll be showing you how to spawn in all the new dinos on the new Ark Aberration. That's correct. I was about to not call this game Ark for a second. So, kicking off, we're just going to show you all the new creatures. Now, there are some missing here because we are going to be using them in a later video, and we kind of want to keep them secret. But you guys can see them in other people's videos. I'm sure you'll be able to find them. Now, the Rock Drake here, he's the new wyvern thing that you pretty much use to glide/fly around Aberration. He looks beautiful as ever. Look at the colors on his feathers. They look so cool. Alright, so he's the first, pretty much the main big dude on Aberration alongside the Reaper Queen. Next up, you've got the Roll Rats. Now, these guys are really cool. They've got really unique saddles that allow you to pretty much roll with them. They're naked mole rats by the looks of things, except gigantic. Look at those buck teeth. So I'll be showing you how to spawn in all these guys here. And we'll also be going further in depth a little bit later on in the video about all these guys and be comparing them to the other dudes from the previous arcs. Now, over here, you've got the Ravager. This guy is terrifying. Look at his face. Look at his teeth. This is the Chupacabra that they kind of hinted at in the dossier, and he looks absolutely terrifying. Next up, we've got the giant crab here, the Karkanos. This guy is just as terrifying as the rest of his friends. The Aberration creatures are just absolutely horrifying. Like, you can tell they've been living in the dark for so long just because of their features. Next up, we've got all your little friendly charge dudes. These are the guys that you'll be using to generate charge and carry on your shoulder. You've got the Bulldog. What's he called? The Bulb Dog, sorry. The Bulb Dog here. You've got the Featherlite. This is probably one of my favorite ones. This one and the Gecko are easily my favorite. Look at the Gecko. He's really cool too. The Glowtail. You also have the Shinehorn, which is the goat. Now, over here, we've got the Basilisk. Here he is in all his glory. Can't wait to get some action on this guy and take a look at him with all the previous dinos and everything and pit him up against the new Aberration creatures. He looks absolutely horrifying. And they're the main dinos of Aberration. You've also got the Cthulhu-looking flyer dude. However, you can't really ride those at the moment. It's weird because it comes up with an equipped saddle to ride, but you can't ride him. Alright, so now I'll be showing you how to spawn all these dudes in. Okay, so starting off with the Rock Drake, what you're gonna want to do is come into your command bar. If you don't have this up on the PlayStation, you hold the left one, right one, square and triangle together, and the same goes for the Xbox. I think it's RB, LB, and the two top left buttons. I can't remember what buttons they are, I'm sorry. Now, all you've got to do is type in GM summon. Now, this will actually spawn them in tamed already, so if you don't want them to be tamed already, swap this out, and all you've got to do is summon. Forget about the quotation marks, but we'll save that for a later video. So with the Rock Drake, all you're going to want to do is come in here, type in Rock Drake. Now, you've got to type it exactly as you see it here. There's only certain spaces in certain parts. Only after the GM summon is there a space. You can see there's a space there. Now, you're going to want to come in and type _character after the Rock Drake. Now, this is essentially the same for all these dinos that you see here. And then you're going to want to go underscore again, BP, underscore again, C, and then you're going to want to do your double quotation marks to close it, another space, and then input the level that you want the dino to spawn in at. So, for example, 150, and you can see there, the Rock Drake is now spawned in at 150, and this guy is much prettier than the one we spawned in there. I really like the red and blue. Alright, so next up, the Mole Rats. All you've got to do, come over to these guys, swap out the Rock Drake, everything else stays exactly the same, and you're going to want to go Mole Rat. And it's essentially as easy as that. There you go, you can see there. The Mole Rat is there. Next up is the Ravager. So to spawn in the Ravager, all you've got to do is come up here, swap out Mole Rat, and all you've got to type in is Cave Wolf. Now, they're essentially the same as their names, aside from a few of these guys. The Ravager being one of them, and you can see there, we've just spawned in another friend for this guy, and these guys actually get a pack bonus as well. Now, next up is the Crab. Now, instead of typing in Karkanos, all you've got to type in is Crab. That's right, it's as simple as that. So just swap out your Cave Wolf for Crab, and you'll see that you actually get to spawn in your own Crab. Now, if you're playing on your own server and you've got to activate your admin command bar, all you've got to do to fix that is type in admin cheat. At the beginning here, I'll show you quickly now just to demonstrate. Admin cheat. And this is the command you use to spawn in the creatures on your own server, if you have a server password and all that sort of stuff. So you can see there, admin cheat space, and then exactly the same. So we're going to come back in here. Now, the Bulb Dog, these guys are all pretty much essentially the same. all you've got to do for this is get rid of the crab first off, and you type in lantern. Now, essentially, that's what you're going to be using for all 4 of these guys. So with the lantern, the bulb dog, all you've got to type in is lantern pug, and you can see there you've spawned a new one in. Now, there's an earthquake going on. This feels like a pretty big one, actually. This is a really cool setting of Ark Aberration, a new feature that they've just inputted. Now, for the Featherlite, all you've got to do, essentially the exact same thing as the pug, except you swap out the pug for bird. That's all that's different between these guys. That little last character in between after lantern. Now, essentially the exact same thing for the glowtail. Type in lantern bird, get rid of the bird, and type in lizard. Except it helps if you spell lizard correctly. And you can see there, another glowtail has been spawned in. And you guessed it, once again, exactly the same as the Shinehorn. Instead of lantern lizard, you type in lantern goat. If you can figure out how to spell goat. There we go. And you can see there, now he's got a little buddy. So these guys are all really new. I essentially am going to be using this guy and the bird because they are the coolest. And now, finally, the Basilisk. You guessed it, exactly how his name is spelt. So if you come over here, you can see here, just get rid of lantern goat once again. Type in Basilisk. Done. And now you can essentially use all these guys on any of the other arcs as well, using those same commands, because it's exactly the same as the Scorched Earth. You could spawn in phoenixes on the island. The same goes for these guys. You can spawn these guys in on the island, on Ragnarok, on Scorched Earth, all those sort of places. So yeah, guys, these are some of the new dinosaurs, majority of them. We still have the Reaper Queen and the Cthulhu-looking bat dude. But other than that, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and found it useful. If you did, don't forget to leave a like. I'd appreciate it greatly. But other than that, guys, thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.